And I'm here. Hey y'all, welcome to Other Realm Studio. I'm Paula, and I've just tucked in Miss Chaos for the night and put the clothes, from the dryer into the basket. I had this weird thing happen with my dryer. I think it's about to die on me. Um, you know how when you leave your, let's see, how when you leave your clothes in the wash overnight, it things go badly. And let me zoom in on this. Make sure I'm on the right layer. Alright. And then you have musty clothes in the morning. Well, it started to happen with the dryer too. So I don't know how, but for some reason there's some condensation on the inside of the door to the dryer. And I don't understand it. And I'm not okay with it. But for some reason now our clothes get musty if I leave them in too long in the dryer. You know, used to be back in the good old days, you could trust the dryer to take care of your clothes overnight. Or at least not actively uh, undermine your housekeeping efforts. But now the dryer has let me down. So I have to be sure to get the clothes out like right away. So yeah, that was really important. And let's see, what was I really supposed to talk about today? Oh yeah, so over the weekend I got to do a last minute con. It's the first year for this one. It's the Upstate Pop Expo in Greenville, South Carolina, and it was such a nice little show. It was well organized, um, really nice venue. It was at the Shrine Club Center, whatever their little spot is called. I need to look it up again. And yeah, it was well lit. There was enough room. Uh, Things were in, pretty good repair. It is a slightly older building, but it was nice. It was nice. Temperature was nice. They didn't really try and freeze you to death, and the air conditioning worked well and stuff. I mean, it was one of the nicer venues. I mean, especially for a first year con. So, what happened was there was a last minute cancellation, and Richard of Richard's Comics and Collectibles asked me if I would be able to fill in that spot. And sure, I will take a table. I will take a table when it's offered to me. And I was really excited to go see what he had going on. And there were a lot of good vendors. Uh, he had a lot of friends show up. And, he's kind of big in the whole comics community around here. And yeah, he had some great guests. He had panels. Um, there was a cosplay contest, a video game tournament. It was really nice. Yeah, there wasn't such a big turnout, but that was probably, you know, it is the first year, and it does take a little while for shows to get going. Now stop that. But I know I'm on live stream. Good gracious. So I had a really good time at this show. I mean, it wasn't a big show. It wasn't very crowded. More people really should have heard about it. But you know, what can you do? You gotta get established for a few years. So I expect next year is gonna be, you know, maybe twice the size, maybe twice the attendance. It's gonna be a really good show. And he's so nice. He left us like a little care package on every table. He got like peanut butter crackers, which we kind of can't have, and granola bars, which we personally could not have, but a lot of people did appreciate them. And I really appreciated the 2 bottled waters he put in there because I'm always getting dehydrated, and that's another thing. Why I was running just a little bit late tonight because I had my tea and I didn't want to forget it. Okay, what kind of small yet necessary improvements do I need to make on this painting? Okay, so I want to be sure to indicate the abrasions uh, from the cuffs on here. Let's see, do something really smallish. So, so at the Upstate Pop Expo, yeah, I had a great time. I got to talk to some veteran artists and comic creators. I was like right in there with the other artists like Greg Bo Watson and Tracy Yardley. I was like right in between these two guys, and we chatted a little bit, and also it was um, without there being a whole lot of background noise going on. I was able to talk to everybody who came up to my table, and um, really tell them. I really had the opportunity to tell them about Soulbound, and yeah, tell them about the story and the creation of it, and what made it special to me, and some stories about how it came about and stuff. And so, I found a few new readers, and I was really excited about that. But what's really incredible is that some of them, they it's kind of a thing it shows where people will come by and say, "Oh, well, I'll come back later." And they mean it at the time. They really do. But life gets in the way. Sometimes most of the time, people don't actually come back. But the show was small enough that they actually did come back. Most of the people who said they would come back to my table did. And they had, they had the time and the opportunity to do that. And what was really great was that some of them who bought my comic on Saturday came back to my table. It's more than one person, too. Um, Came back to my table on Sunday and said that they loved my story. Like, there's this one girl who, lady, she was a little taller than me, and I could not tell how old she was because she was cosplaying as Mystique. Like, I really could not tell. Like, I had no clues. She was just very blue. But yeah, Mystique bought my comic. I don't remember what she was cosplaying as on Sunday, but on Saturday. But on Sunday she came back and she said she already read my comic. She was really tired, but she couldn't put it down, and uh, she just loved it so much, and she wanted to buy more copies. She wanted to buy one to, keep pristine as a collector's item, and one to give away, in addition to the one that she had, which was for reading. So, and she started standing in front of my table and telling me back my story, which was really kind of awesome. And she just, I feel like I've done some of what I really wanted to do with Soulbound, which is, to really, to tell a good, solid story, something that's exciting that people want to hear, that people are maybe craving to hear. It's kind of different. Um, I'm playing this straight. I'm not subverting, like, I'm not saying, well, she thinks she's saved, but really he's horrible and gonna destroy her or anything like that. I'm not subverting those kinds of things. I don't lead the readers down a path and then smash all their dreams. Like, that's the opposite of what I'm about. And so I'm really kind of I really am kind of passionate about telling a good story that people will love. It is not going to be, the disturbing type of literary story. I want to give people an experience that they can't get in school. Okay, let's see. I've got got a little issue going on with the knuckles on this. So let me keep working on it, and I will get there. Let me see. I think I really need to move this up a little further, and then that'll work out right. And then I can brush these down a bit again. All right. So, like, you already read enough. You're already assigned depressing stuff to read. When you read for fun, it should actually be fun. You shouldn't have to be checking off boxes with it, with your reading choices. It's like that cartoon that, says, "Shh, let people enjoy things." I think there should be more times to let people enjoy things. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do here actually is select and move these fingers a little so that I can get a little bit more of a natural flex going on. So yeah, I'm breaking his fingers. But I'm putting them back. Kinda. Yeah, so it's kind of a subtle difference, but it's helping things. You know, you gotta get your hands and your faces right. Otherwise, we get lost in the uncanny valley and nobody wants to live there. Okay, so I think I have the proportions of the hand itself doing better. Um, you know, you can use a lot of the posable figures and gestures and stuff to go by, but I would not rely on those for hands, especially while you're painting, because it's really tricky to stay within those lines and it's hard to paint because painting has this way of increasing the volume in the direction of your strokes. It's not necessarily stretching things out, but that's kind of the effect that you get. And sometimes it will get your proportions way off. And sometimes the gesture doesn't translate very well either. All right, so I have really exciting news. I don't know if I've mentioned it on this channel before, but I will be doing a signing at Richard's Comics and Collectibles this weekend, this coming weekend, from noon to 3. And I will get to meet Mia, who's my amazing artist on this comic. You know, she's doing the line art, and then she gets it back to me for colors, which, you know, she would do excellent on the colors as well, but I can afford line art, so we're doing line art. Also, it's really helpful for me to have more of a hand in creating Soulbound. Um, it's like the more I personally work on it, the more I love it. Let's see. There we go. And I've I've worked so hard on this story. Like I've not just written it. You know, thanks to Mia being so good at communicating, um, I've been able to have a lot of input onto the design on the designs of the characters, and also, you know, Mia's work is just really versatile, and I can I can throw any crazy situation at her apparently, and she can do a terrific job at it. Everything always turns out looking really good, very stylish. You know, so expressive, really. And that's what I wanted for this story. I just I wanted a lot of expression and a lot of life to it. And that's what she's got for me, and I'm just really excited to see more of what she's pulled together for it, or well created for it. Now, I've been really busy this weekend, and doing the show and all. It was really nice though. I mean, I'm not that far from Greenville, so I could just drive there. It's just so nice. Um, yeah, I was doing the show this weekend, and even though it wasn't like the busiest show ever, because you got to give these things time to grow. Um, it was still kind of tiring. Just being there for the day and uh, talking. Yeah, one of the reasons I do this channel is so that I will talk, because, like everything else, you need to practice or you won't be any good at it. And talking is exhausting. I'm one of those hardcore introverts. I mean, on one hand, I really can push. I mean, especially when I'm somewhere I want to be and I'm talking to people who are interesting and really fun people, like the ones that I talked to at Comic Con. That was really awesome. But it was still kind of tiring, so I didn't realize how tired I was until I thought I'll just rest my eyes for a little bit today, and I woke up 2 hours later, and my husband's like, "What? You were in here?" Because he was in his chair playing Apex Legends in the front of the room, and I was in the back of the room. We have kind of a weirdly long bedroom. Um, just sleeping. Man, I needed it though. I must have needed it. Alright, let's see if I can zoom in more on this hand and get it perfect. Because so far, I think the proportions look right to my eye. But I need to hit each of the knuckles and smooth this out. Yeah, because zoomed out, it looks pretty good, but then you zoom in and you see how rough all the edges are and stuff. So we will do something about that. Yeah, he has not been able to really trim his nails or anything for a while. Yeah, I got started watching Inuyasha, and I haven't gotten that far with it. Um, but one of the interesting things was Inuyasha has not just the the rather delicate anime face, because that's the style, and also the long hair, but also the long nails. And I really thought that they could have done something a little more stylized with the nails so that it doesn't look like uh, I don't know. I really can't criticize it because the design is quite good. And, what do I know? I'm just a beginner. But yeah, I kind of thought the nails looked just a tad ladylike for the Western audience. Okay. Come on. There goes autosave. Alright. Now I can get back to what I was doing. Really need to stay with how dark that is. Let's see, since I'm home now and I don't have to worry about doing the con, oh, stop that. Stop that. I don't need a notification for all my junk mail. Yeah, now I've lost track of what I was saying. Alright, here we go. We're getting somewhere. I need to visually separate the thumb from the hand and the other fingers here. Do something about the shading. I think these knuckles turned out pretty good so far. So it would really kind of help if I could work from reference for this. But, you know, not a lot of good hands references I have here. Let's see. Smooth that. Okay, continue to think about things. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing the Upstate Pop Expo again next year. Yeah, it's a smaller show, but those are worth it in their own right. And I'm sure that pretty soon it's gonna get big. You know, he's got a lot of cred in the community. Richard's a good guy, and I'm gonna get to be doing the signing at his shop Saturday from noon to 3 at Richard's Comics and Collectibles in Greenville, South Carolina. Easy to look up, easy to find. You know, just most of the parking is in the back, I think. And you know, it's going to be a big day for me because Mia said that she can make it. So she'll be coming down from where she is. She'll get to come down and sign books at the shop, and you know the artist is a bigger draw. Yes, I intended that pun. That's just how things are. People, it's like, even though I'm the writer of Soulbound, I'm in here painting and uh, working on bonus art for it because yes, I can. And at least I can do illustrations, even though my sequential art is still not to the standard that I would like it to be. Um, hey, Heartless Spectre, how you doing? So yeah, even though I'm the writer on the comic, I have an art channel going on because it's I don't want to just talk. I I don't know what to do with myself, and also it would be so weird to be writing on stream. I don't think it would make good TV. Well, that's good to hear. I'm glad you could come by tonight. So, at the show this weekend, got to meet some different people who love my work, which I'd never get tired of hearing that. Well, I appreciate you coming by to brighten up my night, Heartless Spectre. You're getting to be quite a regular. Okay, let me just sort of carefully sculpt this in. Yeah, I nearly forgot to do the stream tonight because uh, just my day was weird. So I spent the weekend at the Upstate Pop Expo, which is a brand new show. Uh, First year that they've run it, and it was so organized and so nice. Um, Still, being a first show, it was a bit small, but I cannot wait for next year. I'm really excited to see what it develops into. And then this morning, my husband did not go to work and confused me. You know, we kind of worked all weekend doing the con, and then he didn't go to like regular day jobbery. And we have the two kittens that we keep in our bathroom at night. And so right around 5:50 in the morning, they're in there going meow, 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 talking to us. They were worried about him because he hadn't got up to go in there and shower yet. It really sounds like they're saying, "Hello, hello, you in there? Hello." It's kind of funny. I think our cats speak English, or at least they get the tones right for the questions. So yeah, he confused me. He confused the cats because well, he told me, but I forgot. But we had forgotten that he was actually off from a Monday, which this never happens. So now it doesn't feel like Monday, it feels like Sunday today. And I did not get anything done. And then I also fell asleep for 2 hours in the middle of the day. I don't know. I think it's more like the cats are talking to me and I just don't understand. Yeah. Actually, I'm a pretty decent mimic at a lot of things. I can mimic accents if I've just heard them, but then I have a little difficulty remembering exactly what I did if I haven't heard an accent in a while. Yeah, I wasn't even trying with the cats. So let's see. I get the shading right. Also, I need to remember to blink. Kind of helps. So, oh, one of the people who came up to me at the con, she could only be there for Saturday, but she was cosplaying as one of the characters from My Hero Academia, and I've been meaning to watch this. I've heard that it is one of the best shows, and that the manga is pretty good too. Or well, that both the anime and the manga are excellent actually, and yeah, hugely popular. I see this character a lot. Um, Shoto, and now I forgot his last name, other name. Shoto someone. Begins with a T. But the boy with the white hair, with the patch of red in front, and the burn scar over one eye. And when I saw his character design, I thought, wow, he needs to have like a crossover with Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender, and they can like get together and discuss life. But evidently, the creators never heard of each other and did not base their characters off the other ones. So, but a crossover would be fun. Maybe just a fan art one. And so, right, this girl was cosplaying as him, and she came up and she bought my book early in the day, and then she came up later in the day and she just said she loved it so much. When can she get issue 2? She's so excited for it. Um, and also that, let's see, no, wait, she's not the one who bought it early in the day. That was somebody else. Goodness, I got so much good feedback on this show. But no, she said that, no, I think she was in the group. I think she was in the same group that came by with one girl who bought it early in the day. And so she came back. She said that she had been wanting to come back to my table for the whole day, but she needed to make sure she had enough money in her account. and she bought one of my hatchable dragon egg kits and a copy of the comic. And she was just, we talked about writing for a while. She's got one that she's working on. Um, it's still in the concept stage. She's still uh, working on who all the characters are. She's incorporating a lot of characters, and she was just so excited. And I just feel like that was, even though it wasn't like a lucrative show, that was such a huge success for me because my work made that girl happy, made her happy. Ah, did not mean to hit the eraser for that. And anyway, that's what it's about. I want people to read my work and see something of themselves in it or see something completely foreign. And whether they actually see themselves in it or not. I want them to get a good story, something that you know they were happy to have spent their time on. Let's see, I need to move this bit. Okay. Man, I love working in digital. So, I really think that there is enough misery in the world. There are plenty of stories that you can read if you want to be depressed. And more coming out every day. But I set my stories in worlds that you would actually want to visit. I mean, they might be a little dangerous to visit for real. But things will end well. You'll be glad that you went, or you'll be glad that you read this story. Unlike this one story that I read in college that I am still sorry I ever read it. I have managed to succeed in forgetting the name of it, but I remember the entire plot, and it's still depressing. Okay. Let me just neaten up a little bit of this. I might actually do some backlighting or rim lighting on this. We shall see. The first one that I did had some nice lighting, and That was actually Mia's suggestion to do like the rim lighting around it. Made it stand out more from the background. Kind of need to scoot this down. Okay. About got it. Yeah, I do kind of want to beat him up for this picture. Oh, almost forgot my tea. Let's see. Proportions right here on the ring finger are not quite right. Hmm. So I'm going to practice on the hands until I feel confident that I can do his face right. Oh, what's up? Like you can ask. So, what would you like to know? I like philosophy most of the time. But sure, go ahead. Well, let's see. The answer to that is yes and yes. I think that you determine who you are. Doesn't even matter if that's the name your parents gave to you at birth. But this is a name you've chosen for yourself to go by. And you have not seemed very heartless to me at all, actually. So, you've come in and you're in here keeping me company, making sure I don't talk to myself. You come back. That's really nice. I appreciate it. Yeah, as much as it's strange to be seen, or in my case, heard, it's still a good feeling. And I appreciate it that you came by, that you remembered me, and that you're here. And I'm also happy to remember you. Well, it is such a human thing. To remember people who you've engaged with and who you're interested in. And I have engaged with you and I'm interested in you. So, well, I remember you right back then. So, yeah, you know somebody more from their actions than from their name or from the way that you've interacted with them. Oh, well, thank you. You're so sweet. And see, I think you're too hard on yourself sometimes. And I do want to let you know that I appreciate you coming by. Well, that's the interesting thing about being online is that you can really try out different aspects of your identity. Like, I have this feeling that when you start off in your life, like you could be any kind of person. Yeah. Like there could be like 20 or 30 or 50 versions of you that would still be, you know, they'd still qualify as you. But then as you grow older and you're trying out different aspects of yourself, you start to like narrow in on the one that's the most you. You start growing into the person you're meant to be. And as long as you always keep an eye on who is this person you're growing into. As long as you keep in mind, keep an eye on who it is that you're growing into. You can grow into a person you'll like. Yeah, Heartless Realm does sound like a cool title for something, though. Yeah, that's kind of true of a lot of people. You can't stay locked in that trap, though. There's gonna come a day when you're the only friend you have, and you better be a pretty good friend to yourself then. Oh, don't be sorry. Oh, it's interesting. It's fun to play with different names of things. I'll make fun of my own stuff. Oh goodness, I just halfway remembered one really good one that I came up with, and now I forgot it. Ack. I don't know. If I remember it again, I'll write it down. It might need more explaining though. Kind of have a lot of in jokes with just myself. Uh, so sometimes it's a little hard to find somebody who gets my sense of humor. So that's one reason I try to make my stories work in multiple ways, in multiple realms, because if it's only catered to my sense of humor, then I know that there's a bunch of people who are not going to get it. So, story first, then I make it funny. But yeah, I think that's one reason why I picked the name Other Realm Studios, because there can be so many realms. Yeah, oh, me too. If I didn't write stuff down, I'd never remember anything. Although sometimes when I write stuff down, my brain's like, oh, okay, we can forget it now. So that was a little counterproductive. Let's see. I think I'm just about ready to back out of this and see what it looks like. There, fit the screen. Oh, well, now that did turn out. I was a little worried about it because when you're zoomed in that far, all you see is the flaws. There really is such a thing as being too close. But what I have it on my screen. Let me see. Yeah, almost exactly the size that it would be printed. Um, Actually, I really think that I needed to make the canvas a little wider. maybe. But yeah, if I hold up my comic and open up the pages, it's about the size. What else can I mess with? Yeah, I am pleasantly surprised that the hand came out as good as it did. I must have been zoomed in on it too far. I do feel like I have the proportions off on this arm a little bit. But maybe that's just because of the visual break where he's reaching through. Oh, gracious, this face is going to be difficult. Oh no! It's 10 o'clock. All I've managed to do is a hand. But that's going to have to be it for tonight. But thank you for coming by. I appreciate hanging out with you. Or, yeah, that was a weird phrase. But something like that. And most likely I will be back tomorrow night, 8:45 to 9:15 or 9:59 as these things go. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. It's good to have someone to talk to. Well, that's good. That's not always an experience I've had. But let's see. I'll be back here Tuesday night and Thursday and Friday night, and then Saturday I will be doing the signing at Richard's Comics and Collectibles from noon until 3. And until then, nope, there it is. You can check out my website at otherrealmstudio.com. I have my comic for sale for the print version right there that I can ship. I also have new hatchable numismatic dragons to guard your change. Which, yeah, lots of people love these at the show this past weekend too. And also, you can find Soulbound on Amazon for Kindle. You know, all you have to do is either look up Paula Richey or Soulbound Issue 1 Adrift. Now, there's a lot of novels called Soulbound, but I'm pretty sure that this is the only comic on Amazon that's Soulbound. And, 9 more issues to go, and then I will collect everything. I just gotta do really well with my single issues until then. So, thanks for coming by. I appreciate you spending time with me. And I'll see you in the other realm. Good night.